Hey fellow space explorers, it's Angry Turtle and today I have for you a complete tier list for shotguns. I tested all available shotguns with variety of modifications to figure out which ones are the best, which ones are the worst, and what you should know about them. So I will give you more information than just the list. I did put my ranking into those brackets so you can see it already, but there is more into it, as it depends how you modify them and what your build exactly is and what you want to do with them. But definitely S tier for Big Bang and Coachman. Coachman may be a surprise in here, but due to the modification called Hornet Nest, this single mod changes this shotgun into basically a Fat Man from Fallout. Fat Man with a MIRF modification installed. Let me show you what it does with this modification. And don't be deceived with the damage numbers. It's not what the actual damage is, and I will show you that in a second. Now, what is the MIRF modification? If I fire this shotgun in here, that's the MIRF. You can fire up, it will split and drop back down. But you can fire at a target that is up to 30 meters away from you directly, and it will push insane amount of damage. And I will need to give some apologies to my crew, as I recently figured out they are indeed a perfect target dummies for weapon testing. So unfortunately I will be using them. So let me show you how this works. The shotgun that is a MIRF launcher, if you shoot it, that's the amount of damage. It's like 2-3 shots. And this companion is down. Look at all the damage numbers, or the criticals and regular damage. It's 2 to 3 shots and companion can go down, and they are very tanky. As well, what you should know about this weapon, it will benefit from Demolitions Expert, so you can increase its damage and explosive radius. I don't know if I want to do it on this character, as you can kill yourself with this weapon very easily if you are too close, so there is downside to it. You can kill yourself way too easily. Now the second weapon, S tier, is the Big Bang, because it doesn't only pack a punch, but as well there is no explosive that will hit you if you are too close, so you can be close, you can be far, the range is really good. The mag capacity is good, the fire rate is decent, the damage is really high. It does benefit from the perk lasers. Surprisingly, I don't know why, but it benefits from lasers, although the challenge progress will not go up when you kill enemies with this gun, so you need to use laser weapon to up rank into lasers, but then it benefits the Big Bang. And the damage with the Big Bang, if we go into any of the companions, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. 4 shots, when Coachman can put them down in around 2 shots. So Coachman, even though on the weapon card it does show way less, it's 772 versus the Big Bang that shows almost 1300. The Coachman actually do about twice as much damage as the Big Bang. Now, on A tier I put the Bridge, and this is an amazing shotgun for 2 reasons. First, it does offer really good damage without blinding you in your face like the Big Bang, and there is no blinding effect if you use this one. And fire rate is really good, it works correctly, 3-4 shots, 4 to 5 shots, it can put down the target, so damage is not much lower than the Big Bang is. One thing I should mention, in case of heavily armed enemies, and by that in this game it means robots. So if I will be fighting robots, the Big Bang performance will be way better than the Bridge. Although on human enemies the Bridge is really close behind the Big Bang, so really worth it. And then the second option, as well, you can see the mods. The Flashety round seems to be the best for this shotgun. I tested all options, but My secondary breach option is scope and slug shots. It basically changes this shotgun into a sniper. It is a really capable sniper with a mid-range if you do that. Like, look at this damage. You can go for the headshot. You can take your enemies down in 1 to 2 shots. Oh, she was like more resistant this time around. But they will go down. As you can see the damage by the numbers, it's popping like 1400 to the head without the critical. Sometimes there will be a critical. So, really good sniper. If you need a sniper and you are a shotgunner, this is worth to mention that the breach can double as a shotgun. Then we have B, C and D tier. The reason for this guy being only B tier is the bug that I was discussing in the previous video, causing it to not be classified correctly as a ranged weapon together with Pacifier, so they too suffer from this. But Shotty is still really good, for the reason that most likely other bug caused it to have 60 fire rate as a semi-auto. So that's how fast you can fire at your target, and the reload speed is really good. So TTK, time to kill, will be still really good if you use this weapon. Although companions will never fully die, they just go down a little bit and they are back up, so they're good for testing. So the Shotty could have been A tier or maybe even S tier if perks would work and boost its damage more. Then the Pacifier, it should be so good, but because of the bug it's only C tier. It does offer higher damage than a Shotty, but shooting takes way more time. There is not as much of a fire rate into it. The good thing is the reload is smooth and fast, and target will eventually go down. Then, unfortunately, only D tier for old Earth shotgun. Even though it does work with perks boosting its criticals, the downside is it doesn't look like the reload speed can be really increased as much as on other weapons. If I start shooting with this gun, as you can see the criticals are there as those supposed to be, but then when I go for the reload, it's just slowly loading all those shells, and it's loading them one by one, unlike Pacifier that will reload all at once. So those are all the shotguns ranked. Of course, they will do even better if you will have a legendary variant, but for the comparison purposes, I was using non-legendary advanced weapons, so I can see how the damage compare between them all, and Absolute Win, Big Bang and the Coachman. Between those two, you don't really need other weapon. I would recommend though to have a breach when you will get tired with the flash from the Big Bang. And this flash is especially bad if you use slow time. If I go for a face time option and then start shooting, so you can see the flash covers entire screen in front of you. This is not nice. After a while you will probably get tired of this functionality, and then you will miss the breach. The breach, do not do that. You can shoot it, there is no huge bang covering entire screen. I'm using the slow time again, and now I'm shooting with the breach. As you can see, there is no white flash that would cover the entire screen. It works perfectly fine this way, and time to kill, similar. So you can save yourself a lot of flashes if you want to. It will never match exactly the damage of Big Bang, but there is no flash. And that being said, this is my tier list of the shotguns. If you disagree or agree, let me know what are your observations and what is your favorite weapon, and if it's a shotgun and why it's a shotgun. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.